It's Mark Yegge here, wealth architect and lifestyle investor. Let's take your life to the next level. Welcome to the Wealth Architect Podcast. Welcome to another edition of the Wealth Architect Podcast. So glad you're here. Today, I have a special guest. He is currently on active duty as a Chief Petty Officer in the United States Navy. He's also a real estate investor in Hampton Roads, in that Virginia area in Hampton Roads. And he hosts the Rich State of Mind podcast, which is where I met him. It's in the top 1.5% globally of active podcasts covering wealth building, investing, mindset, mental health, personal finance, marketing, and entrepreneurship. Welcome, Anthane Richie. Hey, Anthony, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me, Mark. I'm really glad you invited me to be on here, actually. So I haven't really been on many people's podcasts lately. I've been really selective, but I really enjoyed our time that we spent on my podcast. I was like, oh yeah, heck yeah. Mark wants me up here. I'll definitely come up here.
Yeah, no, we had such a nice chat. And I think your podcast was really well received when I was a guest on it. So thanks for reciprocating. But I thought you could give our investors maybe a little bit of a background of who you are. And I know that you were a big family man and you were also really tied into the Navy, and you might have even some insight on, some transitioning that you may be doing. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll kind of get into some nitty gritty about what secret you can impart for us at the Wealth Architect Podcast.
Oh yeah, of course. So joined the Navy when I was 19 out of necessity. I needed money. I wanted to be a business person. I just didn't know how, but I did know I needed money at least, and I could figure it out, as I go along. So I spent my first 4 years in the Navy, just making rank as fast as I can, trying to make as much money as I can. I ended up getting stationed in Los Angeles, which I did not want to at the time because I was going to be away from my son. But God has his reasons. And so I ended up in LA, and I learned so much about how in America, there's so many different ways you can make money and be able to have some type of financial freedom, or just freedom in general, in whatever way you feel that is freedom to you. And it opened my eyes to a lot of things. And one of the things that stood out to me was real estate. I had a coworker that used his VA loan to get a quadruplex. And he was able to do that because it's not considered a commercial property. Anything from 1 to 4 units is still considered a residential property. So he lived in 1 unit and he rented out the other 3. And so, VA loan is no money down. I put air quotes because you still have to pay your inspection and you still have to pay your, earnest money deposit, but you're not putting 25% down or 20% down like a conventional loan, or even 3.5% like a FHA loan. So that I was like, whoa, okay. And at the time, this was 2014. So the economy is still recovering from 2009. And so his home went from, I remember it was 660,000 at the time, and it shot up to about 80 and 90 grand in the span of like 7 months. So this is in downtown LA, so a South Central area, like 6 minutes outside of Staples Center, or back then it was Staples Center.
Right.
And
crypto.com now.
Yeah, crypto.com. So I was like, all right, well, first I want to do that, but I'm not financially ready. And what I realized I had to do was I had to pay off all my debts. Yeah. I wasn't living paycheck to paycheck, but I was definitely bleeding slowly. And so my wife at the time and I, and with our son, we decided to really bunker down and pay off a bunch of our debt. It took me about 3 years to become debt free. And then I eventually bought my first property in 2019 with my VA loan. I bought a triplex. So I kind of copied him a little bit. But I had a triplex at the time. It was 138 grand I bought it for, which you won't ever find in this area again.
Oh, no, right. I mean, that's like you stole it.
Yeah.
So you got a 3-unit residential property for 138,000, basically no money down. Did I get that right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Talk about leverage. And then were you able to rent out the other 2 units?
I did. I rented out the other 2, and I actually ended up going on deployment. And so I rented out all 3. And then when I came back, I ended up, living in a new spot. And I got over a span of, I just sold that property about 3-4 months ago, actually. And in not even a full 3 years, we'll say 30 months, I bought it for 138. I sold it for 260 in a span of 30 months.
So that's a double. And you also got paid while you were in it, right?
Yes.
Waiting to sell it.
So
Wow.
yeah.
So that's the beauty of real estate. Now, most of you listeners know that I'm not a real estate guy, but I believe there's a very important role that real estate plays. First of all, like Anthony just told us, you get some major leverage in a capital gain, right? Secondly, you get your mortgage paid along the way if you do it right. And third, you get these huge depreciation, these phantom income and incentives, like depreciation that the government wants you to get because they want you to invest in real estate. And so they give you, especially if the VA can give you something, I'm sure it was a really good, low, cheap money loan. And it should be, because you veterans do a lot for our country. And I certainly appreciate it. I know a lot of our listeners do. So now you're transitioning. Do you have other real estate properties? Have you been starting to build a portfolio of properties?
So I did. Great question, actually, because where we're at, it's funny because where we're at right now, my wife and I, we've transitioned a little bit. So we amassed up to about 6 units between the last 3 years, but we sold 5 of them because she's always wanted to have a franchise. It was originally Dunkin' Donuts.
Wow.
But Dunkin' Donuts, from last time I looked at it, you needed to have like $600,000 in cash, like liquid cash, and then be worth a certain amount too. So the idea was like, all right, well, let's build up our net worth. Let's, get our cash flow going with real estate. And then when they're at a good peak, selling price, we'll sell them. And we can use that money to buy a franchise. I ended up interviewing somebody on my podcast called Lance Growlett, great guy. And he was talking about there are lower entry points to buy franchises. Because initially, I think like the McDonald's, Ruby Tuesday, stuff like that, you have to be a millionaire. But some of these franchises, you only have to be worth 150 grand in order to qualify. And so we looked it up. He submitted some franchises to him. We ended up selecting one, sold some properties to build up the net cash we needed. And then that's what we transitioned to. So now we have a Airbnb, but it's a little special. It's called, I didn't coin it, but we call it a BRB. So I don't know if you've heard of what the BRRRR strategy is.
No, what's that?
So the BRRRR strategy is buy, rehab, refinance, rent, refinance, and then repeat. So usually you've heard, so you have heard that?
I haven't heard the name, but I know that's what a lot of my buddies do in the syndication of apartments.
Yes. So at many levels you can do that. So what we decided to do it was but with the Airbnb model instead of like a long-term rental. So this is our guinea pig right now that we're doing to see if I want to scale in that direction. But in the midst of that, also closing on the franchise as well.
I think as long as you don't put it in an area that has the threat of closing down Airbnbs or highly taxing them or regulating them, I think you're in good shape, because I think the reopening trade is happening. People are going to be moving around to lots of Airbnbs around the world. We can work from anywhere in the world, a lot of people now. And so they're looking to take advantage. So I think that is a sweet spot, especially if you can get decent price leverage and you kind of know what you're doing. I think the key to Airbnbs is having the right handyman and the right management / person to run it for you, right?
Definitely cleaning /
sure.
handyman for sure. Some things I can do, but I'm really big on automation. I'm actually really big on it because my wife is really big on it. Anything that takes me outside of the house is like, do you need to do that, or can we figure out a way to delegate that?
So your wife makes you systematize your business and turns it into passive income, which is exactly what we're all about, right? So that's awesome. You got a great wife if she's thinking like that. So that's super. So what are some of the nuggets that we can learn from that experience, whether it was the one out in LA or the Airbnb or the franchise? What can we take from that so that the listeners of the Wealth Architect podcast and the viewers can take some actionable items?
I think have patience, but don't have analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
I think be be okay with risk, but know when it's pretty much gambling, right? Have an educated risk. I would say, do your research, look at market analysis, and look at the factors that would affect what you're trying to do. When it comes to real estate on a residential side, I'm not going to say commercial, but on residential side, what's the vacancy rate? What's the crime in that area? Who are you trying to attract? Are you trying to attract single people? Because they won't necessarily so much care about the school zone. Maybe not even crime, but so much unless it's a female, right? I've noticed that when it came to, this will attract single moms, putting your apartment in a safe location and emphasizing on that meant a lot. When it came to the franchise, it was big on, is it pandemic/recession proof? And I don't like saying that as because not anything is particularly proof, but can it resist and maintain itself, or maybe at least make profit? And in this situation, this was bulk and valet trash, and everybody creates trash no matter what's going on. So that's, and in our area in particular, our area is expanding. In a span of 10, 15 years, we've went from like 700,000 to now 1 million people, and we're still growing. We're still expanding our roads, and we're still making a lot of apartment complexes. So that means more apartment complexes are going to need our services for the valet trash service, or just renters in general. I also look at the percentage of renters in our area. 41% of the people in our area rent. That means a lot of turnover. That means a lot of bulk trash pickup. And then also later on, I also am involved with the syndication groups as well, people that do invest in commercial real estate. Instantly, I can say, hey, look, my service will help your syndication. You know, as long as it's, I think as long as we have 150 units or more, it's worth, you know, our time. And that is how I plan to kind of work that together with the real estate and with that bulk trash, valet trash service. So I think it's really big to recognize solving a problem is, I think in any business, if you solve a problem, you'll be successful. Yeah. And, you know, trash is not my passion at the least. But I do look at what do I need right now to get where I want to go? And then how does it affect my family? Probably need to switch that around. How does it affect my family first? And then what do I need to do to get where I want to be?
It's funny. When I was growing up, I remember a quote from my dad. He used to say, when everybody else in the world is a doctor, I want to be the garbage man, right? And if you think about it, it makes so much sense because the doctors aren't valued as much. And then if you got trash piling up, you'll pay a lot of money to get that trash hauled away. Yes. And so it's funny. I own a piece of property here in Florida, and I was having a heck of a time. There was like a monopoly of trash. And I found a young guy that was willing to try and pick up a dumpster mover and start building that business. And I went with him because he was trying to compete with the monopoly. There's a lot of opportunity if you solve a problem, just like you said. And one other thing that I want to kind of stress is, first of all, everybody, do your due diligence. Don't just buy the first thing you see. You might want to make a bunch of offers, but make sure that you're making offers on things that you want to own, and do your due diligence. Are they in the right school zone? Are they in the right place? Are they going to regulate you out of business? Are there, good, vacancy rates that you think you can fill up with a nicer piece of property? So doing your due diligence is really key. But another thing that struck me, Anthony, is that you don't seem to be afraid of debt. Tell us a little bit more about debt.
Oh man, you're making me laugh because I am a Dave Ramsey student.
So you are afraid of debt.
I am a Dave Ramsey student. For me, when I initially started out, I was, and I still believe in a lot of things that he said.
He does say some good stuff.
Because the baby steps 1 through 7, paying off your. So I don't believe in consumer debt.
Good.
I believe in that if you can't pay cash, then no. And hey, if we want to get a vacation, that's not something we have to figure out that same day. We could say, hey, 12 months from now, we want to go on a cruise. Or, hey, look, it's, I know by June, it's probably time for everybody getting mattresses and new bed sets because we had them for 7 years. These are a lot of the things that we go through in life we could probably plan for.
I agree.
And then if you can't, then that's what an emergency fund is for. It's just that we don't have that, that mental fortitude to tell ourselves, no, we're like, oh, I deserve it. I really need this right now. But we have to tell ourselves no a lot. So consumer debt, yes, I don't believe in. When it comes to leveraging debt, I do believe in that. I just have been educating myself on business credit and trying to build that up.
Yep. Because
I'm realizing the power of that, because I've been cash flowing, using my own capital for the last 3 years. And it's getting kind of annoying because I feel stagnant sometimes because I have to wait to rinse that money to use it again. And I always hear people say, use other people's money. So yeah, that's something I'm looking into currently. But yeah, I'm a believer in that side of debt.
Yeah. So there's two kinds of debt, right? There's bad debt, which is that consumer debt that you buy a Rolex watch, which tells the exact same time as your Apple Watch or the Seiko watch or your phone even, right?
Yeah.
You're going to spend $10,000 on a crazy watch. Well, If you're going to finance it, now the watch becomes much more than 10,000 because you got to pay interest on it. So that's debt that works against you. But debt, for you, in your case, where you bought a piece of property that had 3 units that you could rent, that was cheap money. You had people paying off that debt, and you were able to hold an asset for basically nothing and make, $130,000 of extra money on that over a 3-year period. So that's good debt, right? Because you're buying an appreciating asset rather than a depreciating asset.
Yes.
So to me, that's the difference. So,
and because that was a primary residence, I didn't have to pay capital gains tax either.
and on that, you get the exclude every 5-year exclusion or every 2-year exclusion. So that's really smart. Great. All right. So some really great nuggets, Anthony. So buy real estate. You can do it in different ways, rent it out, Airbnb it. And then, now you're looking at buying a business. And I believe you should also have a sliver of your assets in a cash flowing asset. And whether that's your own career, which is, I call it a cash cow,
Okay.
or it's some kind of a business that, like you're looking to, that gives you all the systems and strategies and the advertising, and they've got all the work behind it that's proven. You're buying into that program. You're buying into that franchise. That's why franchises can be so valuable for the franchise owner. And I used to have a set of franchises that I owned as well. And what I realized, and tell me if this is true in your case, do you want to scale it? Do you want to have just one, or do you want to try to expand your territory?
Oh yeah,
more than one?
yeah. We want to scale it.
Okay.
Off rip, actually, we already discussed that I'll be buying 2 territories.
Okay.
Once we close. So yeah, naturally, I think you look at the numbers, you're like, yeah, we could do this.
Yeah.
And expand.
And then you get to run 2 territories or 2 franchises or more, 10, 20 with one set of admin, right? So it really starts to scale. If you're running and you're the manager of the restaurant or the franchise or whatever, you make your $50,000, $100,000. But if you could pull yourself out, put managers in there, and you make an override on what they do, now it's all about scale. That's what I learned. So it sounds like. Hey, it's Mark Yegge, and I want to tell you about our cash flow machine trading program that's designed to teach you how to make safe, reliable income. Now, we shoot for about 2 to 4% a month of income and growth in your portfolio. We have courses that teach you how to do this for yourself or inside a mastermind community. And the best part is that it takes just 20 minutes a week to implement. Now, while 2 to 4% a month doesn't sound like much, I show you exactly how we took my IRA account from $111,000 to over $500,000 in just 19 months without huge risk. Now, I'm not telling you this to brag, only so that you can do it too. If you want to get involved in this program, just click on the link below for the cash flow machine, and you can start right away.
I was going to talk about transitioning into different parts of your life. Understanding that, okay, I noticed a lot of people, and I remember my parents doing this. I remember they were like maybe 35 years old, and they felt like at a certain part of their life, this is where they're supposed to be, right? And they would skip steps that others maybe that took them 15 years to be where they're at to do. And so I want people, one thing I was going to discuss is that I want people to kind of think about, all right, if I'm 22 years old, what is a realistic step I need to take right now in order to get to where I want to be, right? Trying to buy that Maserati, is that where I'm at right now? No. What's my income? I make 36 grand a year. Okay, what can I do with that realistically? And how can I achieve the goals that I want to be? Am I marketable? How valuable am I to either my current job or the rest of the market? And then if I want to eventually be free of that, am I doing all the proper things and educating myself? Like earlier, investing in myself. I know it's a lot of people, and even I'm guilty of it. We don't want to pay money. We won't want to pay $5,000 maybe for a course. And I'll say a legit course, because I know some people pay that money and they're like, I didn't get nothing out of that. I could have went to YouTube. But are we willing to, we're more willing to buy maybe that Rolex or maybe that thing that will depreciate in value that doesn't provide any service to us versus investing in ourselves. And you could just start with books.
Yeah.
And educate yourself with that. I'm a fan of YouTube University. I'll be on YouTube learning a bunch of things, just at least get the basics and the foundation of it, so that I can take notes and then move on to the next step. And don't ever compare yourself to where somebody else is at in their lives as well. One thing is you don't know what they did to get there. And then also it's your life and your path is going to be different. And so my wife sometimes tries to pep talk me a little bit because I'm like, I'm 31. And so for me, my expectation where I want to be is probably like, I wish I was worth a multimillionaire already and, already out of the Navy. But she's like, hey, look, think about what your family did prior to, and look what you're doing now. That there is progress.
Yeah.
You're still a provider and all that other stuff you're good. So she put things in perspective. I would say this too, have a good accountability partner as well.
Absolutely.
Because I like to go really fast on certain things. And then it's always good to have somebody that's going to pump the brakes a little bit. Hey, take a step back, look at some things from an eagle-eye view so you can take a deep breath and say, okay, these are the things I need to change as well. Because as you're scaling in whatever business or thing that you're trying to do, there's more and more things that have to be taken into consideration to handle. Like right now, I need an EA because sometimes emails, it gets too busy or editing certain content to put on social media. So recognizing at what point do you need to scale and figuring out how to monetize yourself and how to be valuable. I think sometimes also we sell ourselves short, right? We don't know what type of value we actually provide to people until we're probably talking in like these type of situations. I remember the first time I was on somebody's podcast, I felt like I had imposter syndrome. And and then when I started talking out loud, I'm like, whoa, okay, I do know a little something where I can be a service to people. Yep. So maybe there's something that you have that you could be a service to others that you probably downplay because it's just like, hey, okay, I could draw a little, good. I could draw okay. But it's like really like, you draw actually pretty well, actually. And that could be something to that you can kind of expand on. So yeah, that's just those are things that I would like people to kind of think about in anything that they do. And definitely don't skip steps. I heard a phrase. It was a lot of people want to take the elevator, but you're supposed to take the steps. And I probably got that wrong, but that's pretty much the gist. Don't take the elevator, take the steps, because that's where you're going to really have the real journey that you need to have in order to have the wisdom needed.
So awesome, Anthony. So if I were to break all this down, I would say what I learned from you today is do your due diligence, have an accountability partner, use debt wisely. Real estate is something that you can leverage, and it's also something that can make you some good cash flow and capital gains. And then don't take any shortcuts in life because you've got plenty of time to get there. Just make sure you do it right along the way. Yeah. So I think those are pretty good. Now, where can our audience go to find out a little bit more about you, maybe what you're offering? Where can we go to find you around the internet? And then I'm just going to ask you a question, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah, so you can go to richstateofmind.com. You can see our blog. You can see our podcast, complete playlist up there. And you can also see our YouTube and Facebook page on there as well. Every Monday, we have a podcast that comes out. And sometimes I also have an extra podcast that will come out on Wednesdays. We also have our newsletter that I put out weekly. So you can join our newsletter. If you just go to our website, you'll see a pop-up and you can join our newsletter. Put out some pretty cool information. Try not to bore people with emails. People already get enough spam as it is. So I try to use my copywriting skills to entice people, at least click on it and see what extra content we have in there. We also do giveaways as well. So I do email subscribe giveaways that are only, exclusive to the people that are subscribed. And then I'll also, do broad ones as well.
Why don't we do like a link, a promo code or something like that to something that you're going to offer? And we'll put it on this, we'll put it on the wealtharchitectpodcast.com website. We'll put it with the show notes, and you can give away something or give, some money off on something that you're going to offer. If you want to talk about that, you can. Otherwise, we can set it up. Go ahead and tell me what you got.
Oh, yeah. So we do have a promo code with Deal Machine. So one way that people do BRRRRs, as what I was mentioning earlier in the podcast, is they find off-market deals because the saying goes that you make your money on the buy. That's and right. that good buy that's not going to be on the MLS is those unwanted or vacant or, unfortunately, due to somebody's death, houses that are out there, absentee owners. And this app allows you to either list build them, where you could just use your criteria filter, and that's how you identify what properties you want. Or you could do what they call driving for dollars. You drive around and you find particular homes, you click on it through the app, it'll show you their tax records, and you can skip trace who owns it and their phone number, email, and and address, so you can mail them postcards if you want. And what I do is I provide a promo code, which is Rich Nation. So you'll go to dealmachine.com/Rich Nation, and you can get a 7-day free trial on that, along with $15 of their type of currency in order to use sending postcards and skip trace as well.
Cool. So if you guys liked what Anthony had to say today, head on over to his website at richstateofmind.com. And then what he just talked about was something called dealmachine.com/Rich Nation, right? Is that the promo code they need
Yes,
to put
sir.
in there? Or just go to that site, put in Rich Nation, and then you'll give them some freebies and a little promo code, and we'll go from there. So question for you is, let's say that you had the opportunity to have dinner, lunch, a cup of coffee with anybody, past, present, or future. Well, probably future would be hard one to ask you, but past or present anyway. Who would you choose, and what would you ask them? What would you want to talk about?
It would actually be two people. And when I saw you, that was one of the questions before this interview. I was like, I actually have two.
Cool.
And it would be my grandfather and my great-grandfather. Both of their names is Carl. One's Carl Sr., the other one's Carl Milton. And my father's Carl as well. But
Wow.
I would want to sit down with those two because something happened recently that kind of sparked up this idea of their mindsets where my grandfather just passed away 3 years ago, but he was given land in North Carolina from my great-grandfather for $1, which basically free back in the 90s. And my grandma got called by one of the neighbors and said, hey, this land is out here. The taxes say it's still in your name. She didn't know it was. They thought everything was sold off when my grandfather died. And so I told her, hey, instead of selling it, I'll buy it. And I want to keep it in the family name.
Cool.
And it sparked up what I've been wanted to know for a long time is what was my great-grandfather's thought process? Because he gave land and homes to all his kids. He was a Rolling Stone. He had kids literally from Maine all the way to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And but he gave them all land and properties. And so he was a man, and he also too he looked up all of our lineage, like even the people that they were having kids with. He was looking up their background as well. He created a family crest, and so he had a patriarch mindset, and he wanted to create prosperity just in his own particular weird way. So I always want to have a conversation with him and understand what was your plan for the family. That maybe you had more that you wanted to do, but you didn't live long enough to do it. And then what were your intentions with my grandfather in particular? That what did you want him to do in order to pass it on to my father and myself, and now how we could have expanded on that. I would have wanted to know how they wanted to expand on that and what I could have done to contribute towards that.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. All right, so richstateofmind.com is where they can find you, and dealmachine.com, and then put in Rich Nation for the promo code, and they'll get some kind of a promo from you. So listen, I want to thank you for your time. I always say never give up your power in your health, your wealth, or your time. And Wealth Architect podcast listeners, you've been listening to me, your host, Mark Yegge, and Anthane Richie. Thank you for being here, Anthane Richie, and great to see you again.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
All right, take care.